Welcome to Topical Scripture Readings, Joy, Part 10, with Ayabaji. Kina, Lamentations, chapter 5, verse 15. The joy of our heart is ceased, our dance is turned into mourning. Qoheleth-Ecclesiastes, chapter 2, verse 10. And whatsoever my eyes desired, I kept not from them. I withheld not my heart from any joy, for my heart rejoiced in all my labor, and this was my portion of all my labor. Qoheleth-Ecclesiastes, chapter 2, verse 26. For Elohim gives to a man that is good in his sight wisdom and knowledge and joy, but to the sinner he gives travail, to gather and to heap up, that he may give to him that is good before Elohim. This also is vanity and vexation of the Ruach. Qoheleth-Ecclesiastes, chapter 5, verse 20. For he shall not much remember the days of his life, because Elohim answers him in the joy of his heart. Qoheleth-Ecclesiastes, chapter 9, verse 7. Go your way, eat your bread with joy, and drink your wine with a merry heart, for Elohim now accepts your works. Qoheleth-Ecclesiastes, chapter 9, verse 9. Live joyfully with the woman whom you love all the days of the life of your vanity, which he has given you under the sun, all the days of your vanity. For that is your portion in this life, and in your labor which you take under the sun. Ecter-Esther, chapter 5, verse 9. Then went Haman forth that day, joyful, with a glad heart. But when Haman saw Mordecai in the king's gate, that he stood not up, nor moved for him, he was full of indignation against Mordecai. Ecter-Esther, chapter 8, verse 16. The Yahudim had light and gladness and joy and honor. Ecter-Esther, chapter 8, verse 17. And in every province and in every city, whithersoever the king's commandment and his decree came, the Yahudim had joy and gladness, a feast and a good day. And many of the people of the land became Yahudim, for the fear of the Yahudim fell upon them. Ecter-Esther, chapter 9, verse 22. As the days wherein the Yahudim rested from their enemies, and the month which was turned unto them from sorrow to joy, and from mourning into a good day, that they should make them days of feasting and joy, and of sending portions one to another, and gifts to the poor. Hadaccah-Additions to Esther, chapter 7, verse 27. Hear my prayer and be merciful unto your inheritance. Turn our sorrow into joy, that we may live, O Yahuwah, and praise your name, and destroy not the mouths of them that praise you, O Yahuwah. Hadassah, Additions to Esther, chapter 8, verse 2. and laid away her glorious apparel, and put on the garments of anguish and mourning, and instead of precious ointments, she covered her head with ashes and dung, and she humbled her body greatly, and all the places of her joy she filled with her torn hair. Hadaccah-Additions to Esther, chapter 8, verse 18. Neither had your handmaid any joy since the day that I was brought hither to this present, but in you, O Yahuwah, Elohim of Abraham. Hadaccah-Additions to Esther, chapter 13, verse 21. For El Shaddai has turned to joy unto them the day wherein the chosen people should have perished. Thank you for watching Topical Scripture Readings, Joy, Part 10. And with that, I will leave you with Shabbat Shalom.